What's up, Goldbacks? Welcome back to another episode of the Game Clock. I'm your host, Swagmaster Flex, and let's get straight into it. In last week's episode, I spoke about the top 10 teams from both conferences heading into the All-Star break for the NBA. I also briefly explained that the top 10 spots were relevant this season instead of the usual 8 due to the addition of the play-in tournament prior to the playoffs. And in this episode, I'll be explaining said tournament. So the NBA announced the addition of the play-in tournament back before the start of the season in December. However, it hasn't been spoken about much since. This year, 10 teams from both conferences will advance to the postseason, but only 8 will advance to the playoffs. There's a difference. The teams that are seeded 7 through 10 compete in a single-game series to determine the 7 and 8 seeds going into the actual playoffs. The 7th seed and the 8th seed will face off, and the winner of that matchup will clinch the 7th seed. The 9th seed and the 10th seed will face off, and the winner of that matchup will then compete against the loser of the 7-8 matchup to determine who will clinch the 8th seed. Me, personally, I'm a fan of the new tournament, but as with everything else, there's a list of pros and cons. Let's start with the pros first. First, it gives the underdog teams a chance to compete and come alive in the postseason, and potentially cause an upset somewhere down the line. Second, it gives fans an extended postseason. More time watching NBA basketball is never a negative in my book. Now on to the cons, which mostly affects the playoffs. The players. First, fatigue. The postseason, the pedal is to the metal from day one. Every single game matters. Extending the postseason could lead to burnouts if a team that competed in the play-in tournament went on to make an extended playoff run. Secondly, the chance of another bubble. Many of the players who participated in last season's playoffs, which took place in the bubble, cited being away from their loved ones as a hardship. Extending the postseason and potentially having a repeat bubble may or may not have an effect on the mental health of players. That's all I have for you this week. Let me know what you guys think of the new play-in tournament, and be sure to tune in to the second half of the NBA season, which begins tonight with 11 games. So I'll see you next week. Thanks for watching.